You did?
Yeah.
Damn, was that
No, I didn't get off of work till 2 a.m., 2:40 a.m.
today?
This morning.
When'd you go to bed?
Huh?
When'd you go to bed?
Like 3.
How are you tired then?
Huh? 'Cause I woke up at like 9.
Oh, that was on you.
Yeah.
You had all the reason to sleep. Why are your shifts so weird?
No, that was just because somebody had an accident and they need somebody to come shoot it. So, new guy gets to go shoot that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would accidents be filmed though?
We just need to do a video of the scene, like the car and like the.
No, I mean, but like accidents happen pretty frequently, so why?
It was 3 people died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 3 people died.
Okay, so I could see how that would be
Yep.
a bit more.
Yeah, when people die, it needs to be covered for the news.
Okay, well, that's something I didn't know about before.
Yeah.
Shit, it's pretty cool. So, I mean, not cool, I guess, but in this way, like, it's nice to know what is actually important to be filmed, even like the smaller things.
I mean, the thing that's gonna have people more informed is like who's dying, what's going on, why are you gonna be late to work this morning, why is there traffic, shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. I think that's what what everyone was so fascinated with, the transition from, your like radio or newspaper to like televised media.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool seeing that instant like visual, what's causing these delays, what everything. Like, it's kind of cool and seeing, but also it's just kind of like, so how much do you know about radio and the radio industry?
I know a fair amount about radio. We really learned about TV news in school.
Because it's always interesting to me how something like, kind of like the evolution of news media, how radio is still around.
Oh, radio's always going to be around because now radio can become visual. So now you can see people talking on the radio.
Right.
There's all the YouTube videos, like you see all the interviews, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
Radio, I don't think radio will ever die.
Right.
Because you got this, it's just
branches.
Yeah, and you can always, radio's like on the go.
Yeah, you can't have like a TV in your car, so radio is going to be the go-to thing. And even if you have like an aux cord and play your own music, some people still want to hear the news on the way or an audiobook or whatever.
Exactly. So you got sports talk radio that's not going to die. You got entertainment news radio, like celebrities going interviews and shit like that, like the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. And it's really cool seeing things like that kind of taking off because it's nice to see a plethora of ways to look at different issues. Like as big as like radio stations are, there's only a select few of them you can actually listen to when you're on your way to work. So having the availability of the internet mixed with the radio, because I think was it Sirius FM that uses
I think satellite radio is better than FM radio. Because FM radio you only got like a finite amount of choices. They're mostly playing music,
right? And
they're talking about local news and shit and like local stuff that's happening. But Sirius radio, you get the national shit. You get people from New York. You get stations from LA, all that shit. So,
which I think is really cool because like when I was in New York, when we went to New York last year for a New York trip and seeing like the ads for the radio stations there, I had recognized some of them because they were bigger like stations, but like you never hear them like in Virginia because of the distance and such. And
that's why you have iHeartRadio.
Yeah,
the app you can listen to all the shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that that's actually still a big app and that people like use it to make playlists and such. Yeah, iHeartRadio. They have a music festival as well.
Yeah, and they own like a bunch of stations around here and all over the world. So they're probably keeping radio alive too.
Yeah,
because you just gotta adapt to the times. Like newspapers are still kicking it. They're not like
I don't know.
It's because it's web now. It's web now, but they're still kicking it. This like New York Times.
Okay, it's still producing
New
articles.
New York Times. What else is it?
Washington Post.
Washington Post. There's a Boston Globe, I think. Like they're just moving online now, and you still got people that still want their newspapers and shit like that. They want their hard copy just so they can read it. I don't know which dinosaur is doing that.
I think people are just assume that it's wasteful now at this point to produce all those newspapers for people that they can just read it online. I get traditional values and such and having like the daily news delivered to you and being able to open it and read the comics and all that. But I think there's a lot of time where as long as technology isn't harmful, it's a lot more useful to have. I think that's why a lot of things evolve in such ways, which is why I think it's cool to see radio is able to do that and so seamlessly, whereas newspapers, I guess, transitioning online, it's kind of hard because of how many articles get written so quickly.
Exactly, and it's crazy because people can just make their own websites now and they can make their own articles and have their own news, and that's what we get fake news and shit like that.
Yeah, it's really funny that and some people can just like make blog posts or Twitter posts and that come off as news. Like it's funny to me where you can see like a tweet and people just says this and this happened and people are like what, and it gets trending and you're like okay, well, that never happened.
Somebody just tweet out like, oh, Kevin Durant just agreed to sign to LA Lakers. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no, I'm trolling.
Yeah,
the art of trolling is become very, very popular nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just easy to do. Like you just. And it's weird to me. Like, how would you get paid for? Is it like for websites like that, for news websites? Do you get paid first on like clicks? Like how many people click your website or your article? Like gives you money somehow? Because network traffic is usually. I think
you only get paid if like you have people paying you to advertise their shit on your page. So like maybe you got like ads and stuff like that. That's the only thing I see you getting paid from that. I mean, you could get paid like you sell your stories to the news station. So like you sell your stories to the newspaper. That's like freelance writing.
I mean, but advertisers only will go on like news networks that have tons of traffic because then people are reading stories and seeing all these ads. So it's just interesting to think that like people make clickbait websites and somehow advertisers are like, well, we know it's clickbait, but we'll still still advertise to them or still allow them our business, which is like
it's all about. I guess it's all about trust, but
and money.
Yeah, money is the root of
primarily.
Everything. Money runs the world.
It's crazy. Like when we talked about, I think one of the past 2 weeks, we mentioned the Comcast Disney Fox deal that was going on, and just it's insane to me the amount of money that goes into those like transactions. Like Instagram, I thought, what did I say it was bought for like $1 billion, right?
Yeah,
something
man.
like that.
Like shit. Fucking WWE SmackDown was bought by Fox for $1 billion.
How recent was that?
That was recently now because they're with NBC Universal, which is like USA.
Yeah.
They're on USA right now. But USA didn't want to keep because USA paid $1 billion for Raw, so they didn't want to keep Raw and SmackDown. So I guess they let SmackDown go, and they kept Raw for $1 billion. And
that's
then WWE
fucking
went and got $1 billion from Fox for SmackDown. And that's just crazy, and that's like UFC just got $1 billion deal with ESPN.
Yeah, but see, that's it's one of the things like where I think about like the more intense something is, like the more risky it is, the more money you get for it, like risk reward. It's weird to me that UFC fighters get to a range where they can make like billions of dollars per second.
Oh yeah,
like that. They
deserve it.
That's insane. But like, what is it in UFC? Like, I'm not biased towards it in any way, so one way or the other. But I'm really interested in like how fighting is rewarded as it is.
Why? Because like you're putting your fucking health on the line,
right,
to fight. And, like, you getting punched in the face constantly. You heard about CT and NFL. Like, imagine being a fighter and getting hit in your head for sport. Like, you're going out there and getting knocked out around for sport. So you deserve to get paid for that shit. There's no way around it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you're getting paid money because people just want to... Is it, like, the brawl aspect of it? Like, I think, like, modern-day Coliseum where, like, you just get a bunch of cool... like top fighters and like you build a name like in wrestling, like if you get a good name, if people like you and everything, you get more fights and you get more money as time goes on. So it seems like it's more like not a popularity contest, but also like a physical prowess. Like the more like the strong, like just seeing strong people go at each other, and like cheering for the better one.
It's all about the bigger the name, the more money you're gonna make, obviously, and the more sponsors you get. Because once again, like sponsors are the most money.
Oh yeah.
Because you also get money from the TV deal, you get money from contracts, you get a purse for fighting.
Do you know who Mayweather's sponsored by?
Mayweather's sponsored by his own promotion team. I think it's like TMT.
Really?
Yeah, TNT Promotions.
Okay.
Sponsored by That's who runs all his shit.
Damn. You think
he be getting?
Does he have to do many fights anymore?
No, he doesn't have to do any fights. That man he can make almost $1 billion every time he fights because of the TV deal
and pay-per-view
and all that shit. Like that man, he knows that he's got his business in order. That's why he's so fucking rich, and that's why he just bought an $18 million watch.
He hasn't lost a fight, right?
No, he's undefeated.
He has an $18 million watch.
He's an $18 million. He just bought an $18 million watch.
What does it do?
I don't fucking know. It's just iced out. It's just literally like fucking ice in a watch.
Is it? What do you know what brand it is?
No, I don't know what brand it is. All I know is that's a waste of fucking money.
An $18 million watch.
That's why rich people are fucking stupid, but at the same time, they can afford to be stupid. $18 million watch.
Okay. I don't even know how to describe.
Oh yeah.
Describe what this is. What?
$18 million. Look at that shit. That's just straight ice.
Studded.
It's just ice. It's just all diamonds.
Oh my God.
Man, when you're that rich, I guess you can.
But it's not even like I would pay. Okay, like the most I would pay for something like that, I'd pay like maybe like a $1,000 watch. maybe $1,500. If it could do, if it can do everything my phone could, and maybe like you can expand the screen somehow, that'd be the only time I think I watch it.
Like Spy Kids, like
the Spy Kids watch
like that. What the fuck is this? That's the one thing black people are gonna do. They're gonna buy some fucking ice.
Like this,
crazy, man. He could put that into the school system. He could fucking invested that shit.
Yeah. Speaking of which, like when I was how do you feel about J. Cole's album KOD?
I love J. Cole's album.
Yeah,
I really like it a lot.
I really think it's good. Like, but the fall with the intro to 1985 is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, the way he's like
probably one of my favorite songs.
The way he's like dissing Little Pump, but he's not actually dissing Little Pump. He's just talking to him. Like he's his little son.
Like he's like sitting him down and like,
come
all
here,
right,
little
dude,
man. Let me talk to you, man.
It's so good. But like when he talks about like you can invest your money because there's so many rappers nowadays that are gonna be big for a short period and then crash. Yeah. Like how long do you think Lil Yachty honestly will be a big rapper?
I don't know, but the thing about Lil Yachty is he's with Migos group. QC, he's in their label. He's with their management, and they know they're good about their business. Because I would have thought Migos would have fizzled out a long time ago. Migos are only getting bigger and bigger. So I don't know. As long as Yachty just keeps his head down, he's smart with his money. I think he'll be all right. Because he has a fan base.
I mean, yeah, and
he can change. He can always change his content, but I don't think he ever will. Because that's not what they want to hear from him. You don't want to hear conscious rap from Lil Yachty, a man with red braids.
Yeah, but it's interesting because when J. Cole was essentially just like, look, invest your money, spend it wisely. People aren't going to follow you forever. Like, it's true. But
that's them kids are going to grow up.
Yeah. Like you said.
Like, I don't want to hear it skid it. I don't want to hear Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
Skid it. So I can love that.
Skid it. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Like,
but
when you're 23 years old, you want to hear some shit like, you want to hear somebody talking like, give you some advice about life, some shit, like some real shit. Because when you grow older, you're going to grow through shit. And I think they're both going to go through shit as they get older. So maybe, just maybe, they might adapt. But we'll see.
And that's why, and going back to the UFC thing, it's nice that you make enough money that fast because then you can retire because it's probably way too dangerous to stay in that industry for longer than...
I wouldn't do more than 5-6 fights.
How many does Mayweather have? Isn't he like 52?
49, 50 something.
Yeah,
50
he's probably like 52 and 0.
But if I can make enough money to feed my family and sustain myself for the rest of my life, and 5 or 6 fights, that's what I would do. But you got to be a big ass name to do that shit. And you can't be a big name after 5 fights. So
I mean, well, how big has boxing? Is boxing still like trailing behind UFC now?
They're trailing behind, but they still got their money grabs. They got Canelo and Triple G who just signed up for another fight. Their last fight was amazing. So I heard, but I didn't watch it, but I heard it was amazing.
And wasn't it Brock Lesnar who tried to join the UFC or boxing?
Yeah, Brock Lesnar left WWE, I want to say 2005, 2004.
Right.
And he went to UFC, and he became the heavyweight champion, which was a shock because nobody thought he'd be able to get punched in the face and take it.
But he
actually did. And then now he's back in WWE, and then like one of his first pay-per-views, he made John Cena bleed with an elbow to the nose.
Ooh. Not a fan favorite anymore.
But now he's just pops up.
So why did he leave?
WWE offered him more money, and he was losing UFC fights.
Oh shit!
That's why Ronda Rousey left too.
Wait, she left?
She's in WWE now too.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
She fought for championship, and now she's on a 30-day suspension because she beat up the general manager. But yeah, I just think it's funny how they interchange. Like Bobby Lashley left left wrestling and went in MMA. Now he's back.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is like you get interchanged from the two.
But no, there's a difference between interchanging and getting beat so badly that you can't compete anymore.
Like CM Punk, man. CM Punk left WWE, went to
UFC. I remember CM Punk.
Ass beat.
Oh yeah,
both times. He would have got knocked out in the first round. The last fight, the dude wasn't toying with him. Mm-hmm. It was bad. He won't give up though.
Watching those fights though, where they'll get knocked out in like less than a minute is crazy to me. Like
man, that's like when McGregor got. Was it McGregor that knocked somebody out in the minute, or did he get knocked out?
McGregor got knocked out in I think the first round.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
But Ronda Rousey got knocked out in I want to say a minute and 43 seconds.
She got kicked right in that.
That kick. And that's the one thing that I love about kickboxing and UFC is that it can incorporate more of your body than just your hands because you can just train your upper body as much as you want if you're a boxer. Yeah. But the minute you drop into a UFC range, you need to be able to use all of you.
And that's why the best UFC fighters are always like multi-dimensional because if you're just a boxer, you're gonna get your ass kicked in the face and you take to the ground.
Those MMA fighters too. Fuck you up, man.
Shit, man. Like, that's why one of the best MMA fighters I've ever seen is John Jones, but he just can't get his shit together. So every time he wins a fight, it's always something that he failed. Like, he failed a drug test for the 3rd fight in a row.
Yeah. And it always sucks, like, how big drug tests have to be in those areas of strength and such because it just
they have to be in
ruins.
that sport.
Or it's like, you remember the whole baseball doping when that was such a huge thing and everyone killed everyone's interest in it, and it sucked because everyone's like, oh man, like all these people you thought were like great stars and everything just ends like that. And it sucks because the same thing with the NFL with performance-enhancing drugs and how many suspensions and such.
That really doesn't matter for NFL. I've never seen anybody
just take steroids.
Not take steroids. I've never seen anybody like dismiss a player for taking steroids in the NFL because like them motherfuckers go through a lot of shit. Their body goes through a lot of bullshit.
You know how frequently James Harrison got tested?
I bet he did. Motherfucker's like freak of nature, but that's actually all his strength. Like he works for that.
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
Man.
Crazy.
I'm trying to get that dedicated. Get that fucking man. If I was that Jack, ain't nobody fucking with me.
Nope.
Nobody's fucking with him.
Yeah.
Not even his kids. I bet his kids don't even get in trouble.
He'll be a good bouncer too when he retires.
Shit, bouncer. He'd be a good bodyguard.
Yeah.
A shooter.
I haven't actually seen
a muscle.
I've seen like
he'd be a good muscle.
Yeah. I haven't seen like. It's kind of funny. Like, what do you think the stereotypical bouncer dude is like just fucking huge, and no one like the one time. All right, there's one time. The one time we went to Sullivan's, and those 3 bodyguards came out. And kicked out the group of guys, and the other time was and out front of Starlight. One of the bouncers is actually pretty good. But like for the most part, they look pretty like tame.
It's that one big swole black dude.
Oh god, yeah.
That be like always have 5 bitches around him all the time. It's crazy. I was like, what the fuck? And I call them bitches not because they're not ladies, but because you know what they want. Let's keep it real, 2018. Baby.
But no, yeah, like it's kind of cool seeing like the actual big bouncers. Who's like, man, like you can actually trust to go in the club and not get in a fight. That's the one thing I've always like wanted to do. I know how much Danny and everyone else in the group claims that getting in a bar fight would be fun, but I'm like,
that shit wouldn't be fun.
It would be awful. One, you're drunk. So you'll think you could fight better than you actually can. Then you get your ass knocked out, and then that's
I always stand by this statement though. I've seen Eddie punch. I feel like he can hold his own.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like he can hold his own.
Do you saw him boxing or something?
I was hitting a dummy, but I mean, like that's still like you can't teach that kind of strength when you hit.
There's a certain type of strength I like to call Danny's strength, and
it's
a special strength is what we'll call it. But
I want to say
yeah, but
that's his other half.
Thinking about everyone in our group fighting is kind of interesting. I don't think we really mention if anyone in this group has actually gotten a fight or not.
I got into a fight when I was a kid. But
yeah, as a kid, it was fun.
I got my ass beat. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got knocked on my ass from my mom. She's like, "Get your ass in this house."
See, yeah,
she taught me how to fight.
Yeah. See, I never really necessarily learned how to fight. It was always my cousin, like all in Pittsburgh family. That's like it was play wrestling, football, fighting every now and then. Back home, like when I used to live in Alexandria, it's just backyard football and wrestling and stuff like that. So it's very much me just learning to build strength. So I'm not, the last guy in the pile that always gets beat, or the guy gets tackled.
For me, it's like I don't know what I'm capable of. I don't know if I can actually just box and fight because I've never been like in a fist fight like that before.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would happen.
I mean,
but I know I'm big enough. I got enough strength on me. Like I can hold my own.
I mean, if you one thing I've always wanted to do for the group is just like kind of take weird classes around that the campus offers. I mean, obviously not everyone's a student anymore, but just for like the sake of doing a cool class together. Like I know there's boxing and jiu-jitsu.
I would definitely take a jiu-jitsu class. That sounds fun.
There's what's the one that is a Krav Maga?
Krav Maga.
I
want to learn some
judo.
Weird shit. Like I saw when somebody square up with me, I just pull out some freaky ass
Bruce
hard
Lee
move. They be like, "What the fuck's this nigga doing?" You know some other shit. They run away.
Yeah. Oh man, that reminds me of how much I love martial art movies. Those are so fucking
That's the
fun.
Funniest shit. Like it's like you got niggas just squaring up like this. And somebody was what?
like Karate Kid.
Yeah. Hell no.
Oh, those are so good though, because those are the people that you're like, you doubt them. I'm like, all right. Yeah. But some of them are actually really good fighters.
Right. Or some just do that shit just to scare you.
And then you just not hit them once and they're down.
Yeah.
Those are the saddest fighting videos. Like, I feel bad. Like, it's a guilty pleasure, but watching fighting videos every now and then is kind of funny to me. Because there will be that one person that stands up against you, and you're like, all right. And then he talks so much shit, gets hit, knocked out.
Yeah. And everyone always the loudest one in the fight is always one that's going to get his ass beat the most.
Yep. He's like, all right, bet, let's fight. Claps his hands enough times, jumps around his fist, jumps around the other person. knocked out. One hit.
That's why I ever fight. I'm not gonna talk a lot of shit.
Nope.
If I get my ass beat, I'm not gonna look stupid.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm
Exactly. I'm gonna take my ass beating, wipe my shit off, and just keep on moving. That's how we gonna do it. Especially if I'm drunk. If I'm drunk, if I get my ass beat, I don't care because I was drunk.
Oh yeah. See, and I
But
think
if I'm sober, getting my ass
think-
beat, that's kind of
I think that's why they want to get into a drunken bar fight because I think they'll feel like one they can't remember, and if they win, at least they won.
I think it's just something like a pride thing as a man just waking up drunk, hungover with a fucking black eye.
Yeah.
Like, good night.
But I just don't see the pride in that. You look dumb.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You just
Fighting
look like,
is stupid, but...
It's just real dumb. But unless you're making money for it.
Yeah.
That's the good thing for it. But, I don't know. It'd be fun to do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
If you could train for it. But I've watched a podcast or two and some YouTube videos where they just talk with UFC fighters and MMA fighters and talk about, like, how to get into the business and how it's important to have a brand and how important it is to not like be too cocky or do stupid stuff. Like there's stuff. One of the funnest ones they're talking
cocaine.
about. Yeah, yeah, that would be big. We were talking about. I think it was the Breakfast Club. They were talking to this up and coming kid. I can't remember his name. He just had a fight recently, but he was talking about how they were like. One of the questions was like, "Do you get involved with girls?" Like, and he was like, "I mean, as long as it's like a month before the fight." Or a month before, like way before a month before the fight, he does, but not into it. It's kind of interesting seeing the things you have to focus about for like little things like fighting, like keeping your mind oriented on one thing because I mean that's where your career is.
Yeah.
And I think it's always important to like take a moment, like when you have an important task coming up, to like kind of get rid of those distractions. And it was like I was like, damn, yeah, that's actually really good advice. Like sometimes it's really important to kind of take away everything for a fight, but also it shows me how much some of the people that are good at fighting, like, pay attention to what they're doing.
Exactly, it's like a craft.
Yeah,
You got in every craft you got to focus on it to make it better.
Oh yeah,
or to sharpen your skills.
Yeah, and I just always think about that because like now thinking back on school, like a lot of the things I did were like oriented to what I wanted to do, but sometimes I distract myself too much. Now I realize like I can spend a lot more time doing stuff like that I want to do. And so now I actually spend a lot more time sketching and drawing and designing and digital media and digital art than I used to because I was like, all right, yeah, if I'm going to do this as a career, I need to keep focus. And it's good to keep obviously get your distractions to like every now and then, like go out, friends, drink, whatever. It's just what you do. But it's always good to keep it, keep some point of focus.
Right. And that's why I like playing with the camera as much as I can. Because I like shooting shit and like filming, but I need to start writing more if I want to perfect that kind of my part of my craft. Because I don't write. I'm always making excuses why I shouldn't write, why I can't write. I should just do it.
Yeah, it's like when Austin used to write stories all the time. It's just something that it's once you get into it, once you actually get over your writer's block and the idea that there's something really stopping you, and you're just like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll just keep doing this because I feel like writing something I used to enjoy but don't enjoy anymore. I guess that's primarily because I'm more audio visual now. Not too much audio. Like I love listening to music, but drawing things that like are visual are better for me.
Right.
Like I can like listen to a song and interpret it into a visual format more than I can do it the other way around.
Oh, like Lucius.
What?
Oh yeah, watch Empire.
Oh, is that
Empire's crazy, dude?
Is that what he says?
No, it's like he lost his memory, so he was
okay.
So every time he would like hear music, he would see like colors and shit, and he would just start painting and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Essentially, that's essentially what it is. How is that show?
It's I don't know. It's just it doesn't seem like it has a direction. This is like they don't know where they want to go with it. It's just going.
But it seemed like they had it and then they lost it, or did it seem
because like when the first season it was like, okay, who's gonna get the throne? They're fighting for the throne. They're three sons trying to take the throne from the father. Who's gonna get it? And then they gave it to Jamal. I'm like, all right. So where we go from here? And then it's just all fucked up. The dad still is on the throne. Now they don't even have the company anymore. It's like, what the fuck's going on? You started the show with this one preface, and now it's just going off the fucking rails everywhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of how many shows I know. I think Nashville was another music-oriented song, but it's kind of interesting to see shows oriented around the music industry.
There's a lot of them. There's Power on Stars with 50 Cent.
Because I think it's such a I don't know, it's a strange industry to get into and also to look at a different perspective. Like it's so I feel like it's kind of skewered from our perspective, not like in terms of writing, like obviously
Right.
shows directions, whatever, but just the concept of it as a whole, because like music is so subjective, I guess. I mean, obviously film is as well, but it's just
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that's subjective. Art is subjective, pretty much.
but also just like the decisions people make as like art. Like whenever I guess I'm just thinking of celebrities as a whole because that's what it is essentially. Is the idea of like people like watching shows for celebrities, they're gonna make a lot different decisions because they have a lot more people either one interested in them or two power.
Right.
And so it's always just strange just seeing these shows about these people because it's like I feel like it's hard to encapsulate that
Right.
and do it justice. Like
Right.
I think like one of the things I was thinking of, not like show wise, but have you seen Purple Rain, the Prince movie?
I've never seen that movie, but my mom has it on
Okay,
VHS and
I
DVD.
think most moms do.
Yeah,
But
I gotta see that shit.
but it's one of the movies like I think about that like like it's a pretty cool
Did he hit a
movie
woman
to
in that
see.
shit?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, she watched that shit all the time.
And then ends in a freeze frame. Yep.
That's the best kind of movie, Into the Freeze Frame. Like, if I ever make
Breakfast
movies,
Club.
all my shits are ending in freeze frames.
Oh yeah.
Just for the funniness of it.
It's a good way to end things, but I also think about that. Every time I watch something, I always think about transitions, and then I'm like, all right, how is this scene gonna go to the next? And it'll either fade to black and open to the next scene, or it'll just be like some weird transition.
I like the things where like they zoom in on something and then they zoom back out and it's like a whole different scene. I like that shit. I don't know why. I like when somebody's having sex and like they zoom in on the bed.
Yeah.
And they zoom out and then like they're already somebody's in the
And they're getting
shower.
dressed. Yeah. Okay, those are pretty cool traditions. I like they're very very rare, but single take like stuff.
Mm.
Like there's one episode of Always Sunny called Charlie's Work, where it's the perspective of Charlie and everything he does for the bar for Patty's Pub,
Right.
and everything he does, and it follows him throughout the entire episode. It's really cool. And then there's also Gravity, the movie Gravity, where it's a single take movie. I think there's one cut in it maybe, or one very like slight cut that if you didn't pay attention you can't notice it, but it's pretty much all filmed to be single take. And it's a very hard thing to do because you have to get everyone ready and be consistently like going and know what their role is.
Right.
And it takes a lot of dedication to do cool editing and stuff like that.
I feel like movie editing is one of the most fascinating things ever.
Yeah, no,
There's
it's
a lot that goes into
people that do like actual like video editing are way crazy. Like some of the things they can add to something. Like it's nice being able to audio edit because that clean, crisp sound carries very well, and like you can tell the difference between poor audio and quality audio.
Oh yeah, definitely. You definitely can.
But like the people that edit video and can add like cool pop-up effects and such, like there's some YouTube people I know that have like that cool like effect like where their names pop up underneath them and like kind of move with them a little bit while they walk around. Like that's like an effect I'd like. How did they do that? Like did you have to track it with people? Like how do
It's
you?
like a thing. You gotta like create a title and you gotta make sure it moves each frame. It's like
You have to do it each frame?
Sometimes you do. If you want to move with you have to do it each frame.
Really?
Yeah.
How long would like how many frames would something like that
It
be?
depends how long you want it up there. If you want it up there for like maybe
Let's
5
say like
seconds,
5 seconds.
maybe like 15 frames.
15 frames?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a frame is a second. So if you want to do it like
A frame is okay.
Wait, no, a frame is a second.
Fast
yeah,
facts.
a frame is a second. Yeah, a frame is a second.
Frame is a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it's shit like that I would like to learn to see how like people do like cool video editing and stuff like that. Especially with like you mix like audio editing, video editing, and special effects, and you can make like so many cool things outside of like the acting or whatever is involved in.
I think you can make editing really, really cool if you have enough time. But when you gotta edit it in like a certain deadline,
like a deadline.
Are
Are there like go-tos that you like for graphics and such that you can do for videos? Like very simple like edits that everyone knows like to do make something.
Oh, like make a smooth transition from like one.
Yeah,
scene to
like,
another.
is there, like-
dissolve? I always dissolve. Dissolve. That's my shit.
If I ever
Dissolve
think
is
of
my
a
shit.
PowerPoint slideshow, I always think of the people that did Dissolve. And
Dissolve is like it's like it makes everything looks better instead of just like cutting hard like to the next scene. It's like all right, this is dissolve it.
yeah, Dissolve is probably the most common tradition where I'm like, all right, that works.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
it looks smooth every time.
but it always reminds me of PowerPoint though. Like, but that's always the funnest one to do. It's that one the laser and the one where like it slides.
Oh yeah, the laser one used to be my
pew.
go-to. This is my shit. Like it like shoots it up and like turns it to another slide.
God, I miss middle school and like high school presentations.
I hated that shit. Oh my god, I hate having to talk in front of people. That shit used to piss me off.
It wasn't that bad when I was a kid, but when I was an adult, it was more not wanting to do it. Not really. Like I haven't had stage fright in a very long time, simply because I've been on stage since I was a kid.
Right.
So it's pretty much not for acting necessarily, but just because every now and then I'd have to go on stage for something like random.
It's not that I have. It's just that I hate my voice.
Okay.
And I don't like my. It's hard for me to collect my thoughts like that. And when I get I have something to say out to say, and I have it like set in my brain what I want to say, and as soon as I get up there, it's all gone.
See, that's Danny in everyday conversation though.
Yeah. Speaking of Danny just fucking dished us today.
Yeah, didn't even show up.
Yeah.
But
it's all right. We didn't need him anyway.
Yeah. But presentations are something where I learned it takes, as long as it's not a group presentation, because those are ass. Those are never good. I don't know what, I think it's good for people to work together, but present together, that's just not going to work.
No.
Because that takes one time out of people's days who, many of people are very busy or lazy, a mix of the two. And then you can't just get work together, so it just doesn't work out.
Last time I was in a group project, I was the only one that showed up on time. Everybody else showed up late. He made us sit down, and we had to go second, and we lost 10 points for that. And we still ended up getting this. What we get a C?
Remember when we waited on Zach at the library, and the two other people in his group showed up like an hour and a half later?
Yeah, yeah. And he was leaving.
And we were leaving.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I hate group projects. Because you rely on other people to do your work for you. I'd rather just do it myself.
Yeah, I'm glad that the people, some professors allow group rubrics for review.
Yeah.
So you can just be like, yeah, no, you didn't do anything. But I don't know. It's fun. I'm glad I don't have to do.
Yeah.
I probably will have to do one more.
Yeah, you got one more semester left.
Yeah. Well, I don't think any of my classes really have group presentations though. They're pretty much all like single one-on-one classes.
But my job is basically group presentation.
Okay, you don't stand in front of a class and have to be like,
no,
all right,
but it's
guys,
still like we got to work on it
this
together.
This is what we film. Okay. Yeah, but
I mean, they were on live television too sometimes, so it was like.
You are?
Yeah, because we got to do live shots, so it was like I'm not on television.
That's what I mean. Like,
film it though.
Yeah. I don't know. The old phrase, "just imagine them in their underwear," works, right?
No. It doesn't.
That's such a weird thing. A weird standard.
Imagine you guys sitting in a bunch of like hot women, like imagine them in underwear. That's gonna make me even more nervous. Fuck out of here. That's not gonna work.
Like presenting to like the Victoria's Secret models,
right?
Like, well, how is this gonna help? That's usually what they do. They're in their underwear.
What did Kanye West say? What was that line he said?
For what? What?
He said I used to be something to imagine everybody with their clothes off. I forgot what he said.
That's a lie I don't have to look up after because I'm really curious about what it is. Oh man, what a legend.
Yeah,
we'll see where he gets to go.
We're getting a sad nigga.
Sad nigga hours.
Sad nigga anthem. It's coming at midnight. Scorpion.
Oh yeah. That's
A-side,
I guess we can finish off with talking about Drake.
Yeah, man, that's the go right there.
That's
my favorite rapper.
I think I'm glad that it's a mix of the two.
I hope so, because I'm hearing rumors that it's a one size R&B, one size rap. But I looked at the track list, and I don't think
the track list drop?
Yeah, Nice for What's not an R&B song.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And but God's Plan is like it's sing songy, but it's not like rap. But I'm Upset is like that's all rap, and I'm Upset and God's Plan on the same album. So it's like I don't know if that's true.
I'm
or not.
Upset, God's Plan, and Nice for What are on the album.
Yeah, Nice for What's on the B side. God's Plan and I'm Upset are on the A side. So I don't know if that's gonna be R&B and rap. That doesn't sound right to me because God's Plan is more R&B than it is rap. It's not even R&B. It's just like pop rap, I guess.
Yeah, and that's what he primarily is categorized as is pop rap.
Right.
So it's
I think Drake can actually rap, but he has like pop songs. His songs are mainstream, so they're poppy, I guess.
But so I'm excited for it. I think it could be good. It's gonna be nice to see. This album will probably determine if Drake's gonna get better or not.
Yeah.
I think because a lot of people have been like hesitant. Some people don't care because they think he's average anyway, so they're like okay with it.
Right. I don't think he's average. I think people he just.
I mean, like
he's
people,
like he's doing the same thing he's always done.
that's what I'm
People
saying.
getting sick
Like
of it.
people that listen to pop art, like pop
Yeah.
music, like it's pretty much like just catchy tunes and shit.
Right.
So people are just like, oh, that's what they consider
He's
him.
gonna have an album full of catchy tunes. You can't just make an album full of catchy tunes and then it's gonna be
Non-rap.
yeah.
You can have some really, because you can have a real nice beat, but if your chorus is shit, no one's gonna be like,
exactly. I want to hear like old like nothing was the same. Take care kind of rap.
I would like
Where
if
he
it
just comes out and just fucking just straight bars, no hook, just straight him rapping.
I would appreciate if it started strong and then slowed down to R&B.
Right.
Like that would be cool. And I hope that's what it is.
And I also like want to see why is he calling it Scorpion? Like what's our concept with that? Is there just like a name? Like why is he calling it Scorpion?
Could just be a code name, right? Or is that actually the actual album name?
That's an album name, Scorpion. I don't know what it's calling that for.
Does it drop a logo for the album at all or anything?
It's just everybody's dropping Scorpion emojis and it's just like it just says Scorpion. And like
I guess we'll find out then.
we'll figure. We'll see what it is.
All right. Well, I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
It's good to have a little single scoop wrap up.
Heartbreak Drake.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
no introductions, but today with us we had
Q Top.
and your host Aaron. So we'll
It's been a
see you
single
guys
scoop.
on. See you next week.
It's not 2.5 blacks. It's just 2 blacks.
It's just two blacks.
Just 2 blacks.
Have a good one.